Well, guys, I guess it is official. Joe Biden will be the next president of the United States. This would make Donald Trump, the first one-term president since George H.W. Bush in 1992 when he lost to Billiam Clinton. I know Bill William, you get it. So, I've been nonstop watching this, watching the results. I'm sure all you guys have too for the past 4 days it's been. Wow. I honestly thought it would take longer for, this announcement to be made official, but even I underestimated or overestimated that. Obviously it took for fucking ever to count, what was it, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and they're still counting votes in Alaska and North Carolina, as well as Georgia. Georgia, at this moment, still hasn't been called yet. But yeah, Joe Biden is going to be the next president. And of course, Trump is obviously not going to go down without a fight. Basically, when it looked like his campaign was, failing and he wasn't going to win the states he won in the last election in 2016, he said, this isn't right, I don't believe these results, so I'm going to request a recount, I'm going to sue the election officials and all this nonsense. And to be honest, it's not going to get anywhere, so, don't worry if, it's frightening you. It's frightening me, obviously, but if it's frightening you, just remember, the president does not hold 100% of the power to do what he wants. I can't say he or she because we've never had a female leader. But if that were the case, we would be a dictatorship, not a presidency, not a democracy. So just keep that in mind. Trump does not have the power to, go to the Supreme Court and basically declare victory and say, I won Pennsylvania, or whatever the hell he's going to do. There's still a lot of uncertainty regarding this. And yeah, I mean, I kept saying this whole time, like, hey, good chance Biden's gonna win, and now it's official. He has won. There were people making it official yesterday and the day before of, no, Trump still has a chance, or, whatever. People were saying that in the summertime in August and whatnot, but I'm like, no, I don't think so. I mean, no. So what does this mean? What do I think Biden is going to do different? First of all, I think he's going to get us back into the Paris Climate Accords. He's going to get us back into the Iran nuclear deal. He's going to get us back into, I think he's going to obviously reinstate environmental regulations that Trump basically got rid of. And so we'll be in a slightly better place, but there's still, he's still going to govern a lot like Trump, I think, when it comes to foreign policy. If anything, he might increase the troop levels in Iraq, Afghanistan, so that I'm not going to be pleased with. Obviously, I want us to get out of those places entirely. But of course, the military-industrial complex composed of Raytheon, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Northrop Grumman, they're all basically the ones who make money from drone strikes and endless war. So that's not going to change really quite a bit. I think the economy is going to be a little more regulated, and basically there's going to be a return to normalcy in the White House, which is obviously something that hasn't happened in the past 4 years. There's been so we'll be in a slightly better place, but there's still going to be a lot of corrupt shit behind the scenes, just given that, politicians on the right and the left take money from corporate lobbyists. And I think it's equal. So, I think, obviously Republicans and Democrats are both equally guilty of this. So, but basically it's official. I mean, obviously there's been some reports of Trump basically refusing to leave the White House on January 20th when the inauguration of Joe Biden comes. So, I mean, I guess we'll just see how that plays out. We'll see how the next couple of months play out. The next, like, obviously remaining months of the Trump presidency. We're going to see how that plays out. You know, people might, you know, people like Pence might tell him, like, look, man, you lost. You got to admit defeat, but we had a good run. So there's going to be people, I guess, to console him, if you will. But honestly, yeah, like I said, Trump is not going to go down without a fight. He's going to, you know, try to do what he can, and then eventually he's going to realize that this is the decision and there's no fighting it. This is no 2000 scenario where everything came down to one particular state, Florida. I was way too young to remember that election. I was 5 in kindergarten, but some of you guys might remember how fucking insane it was, how everything just went down to, I think it was like Palm Beach County in Florida, and it was the butterfly ballots, the Chads, and that really fucked things up, and the way they were aligned were weird. So it's like, oh, I'm voting for this person, but actually I'm voting for that person. You know, there was so much crap behind the scenes in that particular state. But again, this is undisputed. Mail-in votes being fraudulent is just such a non-issue. I mean, you're honestly much more likely to get attacked by an owl or a bat than commit voter fraud. That's really the likelihood of it happening. But yeah, I mean, Biden will be the next president-elect. I'm obviously not totally thrilled about it, but something is better than nothing, I suppose. And like I said in the last video, beggars can't be choosers. So do with that news what you will.